Hey YouTube, it's Grace, and in this video I'm going to be giving you my top 10 tips for how I grew as an artist on social media. I've been posting pretty consistently on social media for a little over 2 years now, and in that time I've gained over 300,000 followers on TikTok and over 50,000 on Instagram, so I'm going to tell you exactly how I did that. Also, disclaimer before we begin, these are just the tips that have worked for me. This is what gave me success. Obviously, it won't work for everyone. You're gonna have to sort of figure out exactly what works for you because everyone's different. Also, these tips are not in any particular order. To me, they are all very important, and I think they've all contributed to my growth over the years. Tip number 1 is to be present on multiple platforms like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, etc., and to be active on all of these platforms. So be sure to follow other artists, engage with their content, comment, like, share, all that sort of stuff. Not only does this support other artists, which I'm sure they'll be very grateful of, it also tells the algorithm which side of TikTok or whatever other platforms you're on and can help you find communities to join and eventually to build your own community. Being present on multiple platforms also allows more people to find you. For example, some people have Instagram but they don't have TikTok, so you're able to take advantage of Instagram's Reel feature and post the same video across multiple platforms to gain an even bigger audience and reach completely different people with the same content. Tip number 2 is cross-promotion. Creating art can be an extremely time-consuming thing, so I like to be as time-efficient as possible with each piece, and I like to post it and promote it in different ways on different platforms. For example, every time I make a painting, I film a video of it, usually on my phone. I'll film a video in landscape-oriented and portrait-oriented, and then I'll take a really good quality picture of the painting with my camera, which I'm using to film this now, so I can't show you that. But then I'll edit the landscape-oriented video and turn that into a YouTube video, and I'll edit the portrait-oriented video and turn that into a TikTok, and then I can post that on Reels as well. And then I'll take the high-quality photo that I take and I post that as like a post on Instagram, Twitter, everything else. Sometimes with my original paintings, I'll even get prints made of them, and that allows me to sort of cross-promote onto Etsy as well. For example, when I post a YouTube video, I make sure to mention it in the other videos I filmed on my TikTok and on my Reels and on my Instagram post. I also make sure that in the YouTube video that I'm mentioning my other platforms, like right now, I could mention, hey, go follow my TikTok, and that would be a form of cross-promotion. And in the description of every YouTube video I post, you'll find links to all of my social media accounts so that people can find them and access them very easily. Tip number 3 is to be consistent. From what I've noticed personally, a lot of social media platforms, their algorithms really like consistency. Just be careful with that, because if you overdo it, you will get burnt out. I've watched a lot of videos and read a lot of articles about the TikTok algorithm in particular, and a lot of people recommend posting like 3 times a day, every day. And in my opinion, that is going overboard and is completely unrealistic for a lot of people. And if I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was first starting out, I was having pretty good success just posting 3 times a week instead of 3 times a day. Over the summer, when I'm not in college, I have lots of time to film and edit and such, so I'm able to post on TikTok once a day, which is pretty good for me. I'm able to maintain that. And then during the school year, when I am a bit more pressed on time, like now, I'm switching to posting every other day. By decreasing the amount of posts that I make, I'm able to focus on quality instead of quantity, which is really something that I prefer. Posting less also decreased my stress because I wasn't constantly worrying about what I was going to film or post for that day, and it also made me a lot more proud of the work that I was posting. This is because I was giving myself all the time that I needed to actually brainstorm, film, and edit, and nothing felt rushed. On Instagram, I currently only post about 1 or 2 photos per week, but I'm also reposting all of, well, most of my TikToks on there as well. Unfortunately, Instagram is becoming a lot harder of a platform for artists to grow on, since they are prioritizing Reels and other video content over posts. So that's why I'm posting more Reels than actual photos. Definitely don't stop posting photos entirely, but sort of think of ways of incorporating both of those into your account. Tip number 4 is creating a schedule. Now, this goes a lot with the last tip, but I also realized that there's quite a few differences, so I decided to separate them. Figure out how much time it takes you to make a piece, photograph it, make videos, edit, film, all of that stuff, and then figure out when you have time realistically within your schedule to consistently be able to do all of those things. As much as social media loves constant posting, in my opinion, it's better to post a little bit less but consistently. There was a time where I was always so anxious about what my next post would be, what I was even going to make in terms of art, and overall just stressing over how I would make the time to do it. By posting slightly less and making more of a structured schedule for when I was going to film and post, I was able to make a much healthier work-life balance. Another reason that making a schedule is great is because it allows your audience to know when you're going to post and look forward to what you're going to post. Tip number 5, figure out who your target audience is and where do they live. Most social media platforms allow you to view your analytics and see exactly who is viewing your content. You can also see where they're from and the times which the most people are active. This can help you a lot with fine-tuning exactly what you're posting and figuring out the right times to post it. Tip number 6, don't be afraid to try new things, especially in the beginning. Trying new things is quite literally the reason that any of you are watching this video right now, because if I hadn't have tried a new thing, then I wouldn't even have a platform at all. Before I went viral on TikTok for the first time, I pretty much never painted anything. I was only really into drawing portraits. But because I tried something new and a little bit out of my comfort zone, I was able to discover that, hey, I actually do really like painting, and a lot of other people also like watching me painting. So when you first start posting, try a lot of new things, like new art styles. If you're a painter, try drawing. There are countless different styles of editing for photos and videos, and you never really know what might be successful unless you give it a shot. Tip number 7 is find your niche. Once you've discovered what kind of art you really like creating, I would really recommend finding your niche and trying to stick within it. Your niche is essentially your specialty. It's a very specific topic, and you're able to gain a community of people who are also very interested in said topic. For example, my niche is Minecraft. Now obviously there are a lot of other things that I also enjoy painting, but the vast majority of my followers followed me for Minecraft content, so that is the type of content that tends to perform the best on my accounts. Most algorithms would get very confused if you posted about vastly different things, so that's why I recommend trying to keep all of your content connected. This can feel very restrictive at times, but if you're creative and there's constantly new trends coming around that you can use, there are so many different ways for you to incorporate those trends into your niche. Now, if you have multiple niches that are very different from each other, I would highly recommend making different accounts and keeping things separated. For example, I really like photography, but I can't post about photography on my art account because it won't do well, because the algorithm gets very confused. But if I post about photography on my photography account, it does great. Tip number 8 is engage with your audience. Talking to your followers and actually getting to know them shows that you care and really makes them feel like they're part of a community. Be sure to answer DMs and comments. You could post a poll and let people vote on what your next art project should be. Take suggestions or constructive criticism if you get any. Show your community that you're loyal to them and that you want to make the best possible content that you can. One thing that's helped me a lot with this is actually opening commissions, because I'll get messages from people all the time wanting a painting from me, and I take a lot of time out of my day to make sure that I answer any questions that they have and that we are very clear on details and everything, because I want them to be happy. I want to show people that I care about what I'm doing, and I want to show them that I want to do it right. Another thing about engagement in general is if you're posting a photo or a video, be sure to ask your audience a question. This could be in the video itself, in the description, in a comment. Just ask them something. Not only does this allow you to engage with your audience and get to know them better, but the algorithm actually likes when people comment, and it can show your content to more people. Tip number 9 is networking and collaboration. In terms of social media, networking basically means when you and other people are able to connect and form a relationship and basically work together. An example of collaboration would be if you and another artist of a similar social media size were to work together on a project and then promote it on both of your accounts, then both of you might gain a little bit of traction from that. I'm gonna bring my niche into this, Minecraft. For an example, a lot of people who post Minecraft content, like the gameplay, they have what's called an SMP, which is a survival multiplayer world, where a whole bunch of creators will come together and they'll all play on this one server. And that, I feel like, is a pretty good example of networking, because all of them are able to work together and promote each other. And when you gain more followers, you might actually be able to work with brands. So for example, I had this company, These Glasses, reach out to me. Not sponsored, by the way, in this video at all. I'm just mentioning it. And now with social media growing so much, networking really allows us to keep in contact with a lot of people at once and gain inspiration and ideas and work together. And overall, it is just a wonderful thing. And tip number 10 is be patient. More than likely, you aren't going to blow up overnight, and it's really easy to be overly critical of yourself, especially if you're spending hours on a piece and it only gets like 5 views or 5 likes. But you have to understand that these things take a lot of time and patience and consistency. I posted pretty consistently on TikTok for around 6 months before I had my first viral video, so if you're not getting thousands of views right away, don't give up. Setting smaller and more realistic goals for yourself is a great way to keep growing without feeling like you're constantly falling short. Instead of setting like a yearly goal for how many followers you want to make, try setting a monthly or a weekly goal and just breaking things down a little bit more. But if you feel like things just aren't working out, then you might need to go back up to my previous tips and kind of reevaluate things and think about what you really want to be prioritizing. But overall, just be patient, be consistent, keep going, and you will get there. But that concludes this video. I hope you guys enjoyed and found it at least somewhat informative. As always, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them in the comments below or DM me on Instagram and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'm going to take my own advice here for a second and cross-promote a little bit. If you would like to see any of my other videos or any of the other art that I have made in the past, I will have all of my social medias linked in the description below. My username is @notgracelive pretty much everywhere, but that is pretty much all I have to say, so thank you for watching and I will hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!